like 3 of the 4 uh, main quest areas are like that, where the environment just is super hostile to Hylians
No, that's
specifically.
fair.
You have to go up to a volcano. You have to go into an Arctic tundra.
Yeah, I
Then
think.
there's the Zora domain, which is funny because not only is the Zora domain not trying to kill you, the Zoras are the only race of people that remember that Link is Link, and everywhere else Link is Tony Hawk.
Yeah. They did seem to be like super friendly with him, and then it was like everywhere else that's been like, wonder what that guy's up to.
I wonder what he's up to these days. This. No, but there's an NPC in the Zora domain that like has a childhood nickname for Link. It's adorable
Oh,
and
that's cute.
surprising.
Huh. I guess I missed that. That's cool. It's a good game so far. We've been liking it. As opposed to this game, which I still don't know what the fuck's going on, but we're trying.
You're not gonna like this comparison. This game is like Steins Gate in terms
Like,
of pacing.
oh, pacing. Yeah, no, that's fair. A lot of visual novels are kind of like that. Not all, but like especially anything having to do with like slice of life school related things at all. Cause like you didn't see this part because I brought you in like halfway through the first episode. But Higurashi is very much like that as well. Like the first half of every, not every, the first half of the first like few chapters especially, and even some of the later ones are very much like, okay, can we get to the mystery and the horror, please?
Mhm.
And this one's at least like,
There's interesting shit going on, but it's still slice of life.
yeah, and at least it's like thrown like a little thing or two at me, like the twist with knowing who Corpse Girl is right away. That's enough to kind of like throw me off, well enough, but yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it's interesting so far. I feel like I looked it up and it didn't seem like it was terribly long of a game, but we're already like 8 hours into
I mean,
this.
we looked at the CG gallery,
Yeah, that's true.
and it was like one chapter in, and we're we're like more than a quarter of the way through already
Yeah.
after 2.
So I'm very curious about this.
And like, how many of that was? I think up to that, yeah, up to
Yeah.
that picture was just the first chapter. So like 5 per session.
Maybe, maybe a little more. Because we're not quite through chapter 1 yet, so.
Yeah, no, I said session, not
Oh,
chapter.
session, not like chapter. Gotcha, I see. Yeah. I don't know. Well, that'll be interesting, that's for sure. But I guess let's get back into it.
Mm-hmm.
We just met what's his face, and he gave us a book to rent. I remember that.
Mm-hmm.
You're still out on whether or not to trust him or not.
I've been making a little compendium of the people that we meet
Yeah, I
in
did notice
the.
that some of the notes were kind of interesting.
Some of the notes are just me theorizing.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think it's what from what you've put down. I think there's some potential stuff there that could be happening. I think you might be on the right track. You're also pretty knowledgeable, like genre savvy about this kind of stuff. So I could see any of it happening really, but we'll see. We're still very early in, so
I'm surprised I'm so genre savvy. Actually, I mentioned that I'm not like I haven't looked at a ton of visual novels, right?
I don't know if
It's
we've
just
talked
like
about that.
it's a it's like the thing with Higurashi. I can't like I was down to like watch it with you,
Mm-hmm.
uh, but I can't do it alone. I will lose concentration, and then even with you, the pacing was just way too slow for me.
No, that's fair. It is. It's a marathon, not a sprint. That's for sure.
Yeah, and I'm I almost dropped Steins Gate because of that.
Yeah. No, that's yeah. I did
Still
drop
haven't
Steins
looked.
Gate for a while, so I understand.
I'm thinking about looking into the sequel.
I like the sequel. I don't know if I like it. I don't think I like it more, but it's kind of more impactful to me than the original was in some ways, and it has my favorite character from the series in it. So, um,
The direct sequel, or just one in the series?
uh, like, are you talking about like which thing we're talking about?
Yeah. Which one? Which Where does
Steins
it
Gate Zero?
appear? Steins Gate Zero.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's like a pseudo sequel because it's like in between two pieces of the original.
Trilogy.
Um, Steins Gate. I don't think is Steins Gate a trilogy.
Uh,
I think it's just Steins Gate, and then there's Zero, and then there's like a movie that they made that I've heard is good, but some people like it's not 100% canon.
that's always interesting.
Yeah, I guess it's easy to do when you have like time travel stuff. You could just easily be like, "Oh, this is an alternate universe. This is the Delta timeline or whatever." And then one of the characters shows up in one of the other science adventure things, and he's somehow worse than he was in the first one.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go grab a bottle of water real quick.
Okay, sounds good.
Got someone waiting for me.
Do you need to step away for a second?
Oh no.
Okay.
Oh, all set.
Okay. I feel uncommonly hungry on my way home, so much so that I decided to stop by a restaurant and get some dinner. I wonder if killing stirs my appetite. I often pass this establishment when I exit the train station in Akihabara. It's an old venue that serves traditional Japanese food as well as popular Western dishes. To say that I've always been curious about eating here would be accurate. I've been working hard lately, achieving my goals. I can afford to treat myself to a cooked meal, right? Why do I find it so hard to justify that? I'm even going to eat at a booth tonight, another rarity for me. A waitress guides me to an empty booth and I slide in before looking at a menu. The house specialty, according to the menu in my hands, is grilled eel. Not exactly my favorite. In fact, seafood of any variety doesn't sit well in my stomach. I decide to pass on the specials and order something I know I can digest. Omurice sounds good. I used to eat it a lot as a kid. Omelette, rice, and ketchup? What's not to like? Plus, it's only 700 yen before tax. The waitress returns to take my order, and I confidently point out what I'd like. She offers me a smile and hurries off to the next table. Perhaps my recent victory streak has given my courage a boost, because I hardly feel awkward or anxious sitting here, surrounded by people eating and drinking on all sides. I'm somewhat calm and at ease amidst the hustle and bustle of the restaurant. I almost feel like it might be nice to have company. A friend, perhaps Aoi or even Shinya, might be nice to talk to and pass the time with. Oh well. In a way, I do have some company. I retrieve a book from my handbag, the very same book Kojiro lent me, and I open it to the first chapter. Strange Flower. An odd, apparently meaningless title. Still, it comes highly recommended by an eccentric stranger, so it must be good. My meal arrives when I'm a few pages into the book. I thank the waitress and look at the omurice before me. It smells good. It's presented beautifully. I could probably eat at least a quarter of this portion without feeling ill. I pick up a spoon and slice through the middle of the omurice, causing a puff of steam to billow up. Throwing caution to the wind, I scoop up a good amount and bring it to my mouth. It's delicious. There's no other word to describe it. The convenience store meals I normally eat can't even compare to something like this. The egg is soft, the rice is fluffy, and there's just enough ketchup along the top. I take a second mouthful, then a third. I can't help but giggle a little at the thought of myself sitting here eating like a normal person. All the people around me probably think I'm a normal person too. Just a girl sitting at a restaurant eating her dinner. Another quiet giggle escapes my lips, and I gently dab my mouth with a napkin. I set my spoon to the side and return to the book in front of me. The author of this work certainly is interesting. Nobel Sinclair. According to the bio inside the front cover, he moved to Japan from overseas at a young age. The book was written originally in Japanese. It's not a translation, but even so, the writing style is quite unusual. I can't quite put my finger on what is strange about it. Maybe it's the lack of complex kanji used throughout. Everything is written rather simply, in hiragana, almost like the intended audience is elementary school kids. But that can't be right. The themes contained within are truly disturbing. Maybe the author just doesn't have the greatest comprehension of writing in Japanese. It's true that a lot of adults have trouble with complex kanji. Professional authors, though, not so much. Anyway, it's not like it matters too much. The book is interesting enough to keep me turning pages. I must be completely absorbed in reading because before I know it, a waitress is politely letting me know that the restaurant is closing soon. I nod and look at the plate of alma rice in front of me. The meal has gone cold, and I only ate 3 bites. Still, I'm feeling full now, and I really enjoyed what I did eat. I don't even feel any added weight on my hips as I get to my feet. That's definitely a positive thing. Okay. I stretch my arms and legs, put my book in my bag, and offer the waitress some money along with the bill.
I'm starting to think that that comment about eating disorders is a little close.
Yeah, I think so, because, I don't know. That's definitely not healthy. A blast of frigid night air nearly sweeps me off my feet when I step out of the restaurant. If I'd known the weather was going to take a turn for the worse, I would have brought my scarf and jacket. It's the end of spring, so unpredictable cold weather is pretty rare. I guess I can't be blamed for not bundling up. Anyway, it's not raining, and I'm close to home, so it shouldn't be a problem. I head down the street and watch a few shop owners closing their stores for the night. They don't pay me any mind as I wander by. My phone bursts to life and rings out in the quiet night air. I grab it and press it close to my ear for warmth.
Hello? Aoi? Noriko? Hello? Is this a bad time? No, I'm just walking home. You're out at this time of night? That's not like you. I stopped somewhere to eat. What's up? You stopped to eat? Say, about the new job. Hmm? What is it? I spoke to the manager at the maid cafe, but he said I can't quit. He said that? Oh, well, it's not up to him. You have every right to quit. Did you tell him you've landed a new job? Yes, I told him. But he said he spent so much time and money training me that if I quit now, he'll treat it as stealing from the company and he'll call the police.
What the fuck?
Oh, what a load of crap. Hang on. Are you at the cafe now? Yes, I just finished my shift. We're closing up. I'll be right there. I'm only a minute away anyway. I'm going to give your manager a piece of my mind. No. Noriko, you can't... Just watch me. I'll be right there.
I end the call despite Aoi's objections. I can't believe how furious I am. Aoi finally has an escape route from that god-awful job and now the manager won't let her quit? That has to be illegal. I've never met her manager, but I could just imagine his type. Self-important, wretched, greedy pig. Thinks he's the king of the world because he runs a shady maid cafe in the back streets. Well, I won't stand for it. People like him are the ones that should be reported to Corpse Girl's website. I'd love to target victims like that. I change direction and take up a running pace. The cool air against my face is kind of nice now that my body is warming up a little. Thankfully, there is hardly anyone around this time of night, so I don't feel particularly embarrassed by running in public. I'm not a terribly fit person, so it isn't long before I feel out of breath. I come to a stop at the end of the street, heaving and clutching my chest.
Okay. I'm okay. Deep breaths.
After taking a moment to collect myself, I start back up, walking briskly this time. I can see the maid cafe's illuminated sign ahead of me. I approach the entrance and read the neon board. Chateau de Crystal. Welcome home, master. Drinks from just 400. I assume that's the yen sign. Table charge 500 per person. No, it's not? Then I have no idea what that is.
Neither.
Open till 10 p.m. every night. I pass the sign and reach for the door handle just as somebody hurriedly throws the door open and emerges.
Noriko? Aoi, told you I'd be here. I'm really glad to see you.
Aoi gives me a brief wave. She fidgets nervously and straightens the ruffles in her dress.
I can't believe you have to wear this ridiculous outfit.
Yeah, but the costume isn't the worst part of the job.
I know. Listen, is your manager still here?
Aoi hesitates, then shakes her head sadly.
You just missed him. There are only a few girls inside closing up.
Damn it. I really wanted to give him a piece of my mind.
Noriko, it's fine. I can continue working here. It's not so bad.
Hell no! Don't even pretend it's okay. This place is torturing you. You have that customer that always gropes you, and now your manager is controlling you? I won't stand for it, and you shouldn't either.
But what can I do?
I'm honestly stumped by the question. In all my hastiness to get here, I never even thought through a plan for Aoi. Damn it. That heartbreaking expression on her face. I just want to grab her, hug her, tell her everything's going to be okay. So, why can't I?
Aoi. I know you don't feel like it, but you're the strongest girl I know. All the shit you've dealt with over the years, all the shit you're still dealing with, you're brave, whether you know it or not. My issues pale in comparison to yours, but you still get up each and every day and do your best. I'm proud of you, and I want to make things easier for you. Come work with me at Temujin. Just leave this place behind. Forget all about it.
Noriko.
You're my best friend. You always will be. Even if we can't be anything more than that, I'm happy just having you in my life.
Ma'am, are you confessing?
I'd do anything for you, Aoi. I hope you realize that.
Of
It
course.
sounds like she had previously
I know.
confessed.
Thank
Yeah,
you, Noriko.
that actually might be a better way to phrase it.
Let's get out of here. It's really late. Come back to my place.
You know I can't. All my things are at home, and I need to check everything first. Otherwise...
I nod calmly. I understand. I can't push her too much.
Don't worry. I get it.
And the thing is, I can't just run away from this place. That stalking customer. He knows where I live, and, well, if I stop showing up to work, he said he'll visit me at home.
Why don't we go to the police?
I can't do that!
Without warning, Aoi burst into tears just as rain begins to spill from the clouds.
I can't get him in trouble. I just can't. He's...
Aoi, what? What is he?
He's... family.
Oh, God. A gust of wind blows down the narrow street, causing my hair to whip wildly in my face. I brush it out of my eyes and mouth, only to see Aoi standing still, her head down.
The stalker. He's... family?
I could never bring myself to tell you. But surely you must have wondered why I've put up with it for so long.
I don't know what to say. I'm stunned. You're putting up with it because you don't want him arrested.
Yes. If he goes to prison, the rest of my family will disown me. Then I'll truly have no one.
You have me.
You know what I mean. I'm just going to go home for tonight. Thanks for coming out to see me, Noriko.
Aoi turns on her heel and strolls away, the click-clack of her shoes against the wet pavement echoing through the street.
Aoi.
She doesn't hear me breathe her name as she disappears into the darkness. That poor girl. There has to be something I can do. Oh, okay.
If we go after her, are we going to tell her that we're Corpse Girl?
Maybe she might offer to do something about it. But then that would kind of invalidate the quote unquote future that we've already seen from the prologue, so maybe not.
Why would it?
Cause, well, I guess maybe not. I don't know. Cause Aoi runs into Emmy and she like, the way she phrases it, from what I remember,
Oh, the way she phrases it makes it seem like the guy's still alive.
like the guy's still alive and she wants to test it out. Like she's not sure, like, if it would work or not. Whereas I feel like if, as much as she trusts Noriko, I feel like if Noriko told her that it was her, and she could like show proof or something like that of the things, maybe she might believe her. Unless she
Right.
doesn't believe her and then she's like, shit, maybe I made a mistake and I should have believed her. I don't know.
Okay. Are you inclined either way?
In my head, like I want to go after Aoi, but I feel like she's already had such a tough night. I feel like she would just like break down if we went after her, so I feel like maybe we should give her some space. What do you think?
Okay. Let's give her some space.
Okay.
Don't push the issue.
Okay, well now this is making me think this was a bad. Aoi is gone, and I didn't lift a finger to try and stop her. I know her well. If I chase her, pursue her, she'll just resent me for it. It took a long time for her to heal the wounds I inflicted last time I pursued her relentlessly. That sounds like that's when she maybe confessed to her.
Mm-hmm.
The best thing to do is give her space. Let her sort her own thoughts out. She'll talk to me when she's well and ready. I just need to be patient with her. My phone rings, the sound slicing through the patter of rain. It's Aoi. Of course it is.
Hey, Noriko.
The girl burst into tears, her sobs reverberating through my ears.
I can't do it anymore. I know. All my life people have abused me, taken advantage of me. What did I do? What did I do wrong? You never did anything wrong, Aoi. I can't explain other people's behavior. And I can't truly understand what you've been through. I'm sorry. I know that's not what you want to hear. What do you do when it all gets too much, Noriko? Me? Well, I mean, you know me better than anyone. When it all gets too much,
I run, I hide away, tuck myself in my apartment and swear to never leave the safety of its walls.
put it this way. I don't deal with things as well as I should. Me neither. When things get overwhelming, my mind feels frazzled. And everything just gets worse and worse. I get caught up in little rituals, little habits, and I can't break free. I can't tear my mind away from the repetition, from the endless doubting and second guessing. I know. I can't keep going like this. Something has to change. As much as I want to help you, this is something only you can do, Aoi. Yeah. But if nothing else, I'll always be here for you. Whether you want to break down and cry on my shoulder, or use me as a punching bag, or just vent to me, I'll be here. Noriko, thank you. I think you finally understand. I'm trying, girl. I really am. I'm going to make a change. I'm going to quit my stupid job and join you at work on Monday. I promise. I promise I am going to get through this. I know you are. I never doubted you. Thank you. I'll talk to you later. Okay? I'll look forward to it.
Aoi ends the call. I'm not sure if I feel better after that discussion, and I can't honestly tell if Aoi feels better either. I sigh and look up at the thick cloak of clouds above. The rain continues to fall. So I can't tell if that's like we did the right thing and she worked through it herself, or if this was one of those like fake choices maybe that like it would have happened either way. I don't know.
She would have broken down if we chased her.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Today drags on and on. Since I don't work weekends, I never really know what to do with myself during my free time. The library yesterday was nice, but I don't want to hang out there again today. So far, I've spent the day simply reading at home and brewing the occasional cup of tea to stave off my hunger. I keep checking my phone, but Aoi hasn't replied to any of my texts. Even when I call, she lets it go to voicemail. I don't even have any new requests to attend to. I was hoping I would get at least one this weekend to help occupy my time. To take a break from reading Strangeflower, I decided to browse through Noise and see what's happening in my social circle. Though I'm not close to any of the people I'm connected to, save for Aoi, reading through their posts always lifts my mood. Rather annoyingly, the first post I come across from is Tomoe. Oh, Jesus. I'm not reading. Oh, God. Oh, Jesus. Why would you put that shit on social media? The garbled post is accompanied by a photo of her and Shinya getting cozy together. Shinya looks more than a little nervous. I would be willing to bet that Tomoe is the first girl he's ever snuggled like this. I can't quite figure out why she's so interested in him, or why he's into her, for that matter. At first, I thought Tomoe was just trying to bug me, to annoy me, by pursuing someone she thought I wanted. But surely this is taking it too far, right? Haven't I made it clear that I just don't care? As for Shinya, maybe that boy really is into the big blow-up doll look. I guess I understand him less than I originally thought. I noticed that I've been frowning when looking at Tomoe's post, so I decided to slam my finger down on the thumbs down button. A little text box below the post now reads, Noriko Kurosawa disliked this. My frown breaks and I smirk. It feels somewhat satisfying to publicly dislike Tomoe's posts. I can imagine Tomoe's face going tomato red when she reads the notification. With a little giggle, I scroll past the post and keep browsing my feed. As expected, it doesn't take long to find a post from Shinya himself. It's out of character for him, but he's actually not posting about criminal cases and detective work for once. I never believed in love until I met her. She swept me off my feet and showed me how to become a better man. She makes me want to be the best person I can be. My heart goes out to my darling Tomoe. 2 days together and counting! Woo! I look forward to every day because of you. Thank you. Okay. I involuntarily gag and continue scrolling. Nothing else in my newsfeed really compares to those last posts. My sister wrote something about her sucky job, and a few coworkers posted about how grief-stricken they were about Akane Tsurumaki passing away unexpectedly. Akane Tsurumaki, followed closely by Eiichi Hanada, and long before them both, Ruri Hitano, the one who started it all. 3 strangers, 3 people dead, all because of Corpse Girl. People wanted them dead, and because of that, I also wanted them dead. I won't forget their names. When Corpse Girl rises above the muck and filth in this world and becomes truly famous, I'll share a toast to their memories. Until then, I need to trudge forward. I need new targets, new victims, to launch Corpse Girl's name into the stars. If Corpse Girl's website becomes more than an urban legend, more than a rumor whispered of in the shadows, then... No, I need to take it slow. I can't get too far ahead of myself. I still need to put in a lot of work before I can attain my goal. But the only way I can move forward is if more requests come through the website. There has to be a way to promote the site. Flashy advertising is out of the question. I don't want the site looking like a gimmick people can visit simply to pass the time. Hi! Hello! Oh my gosh, thank you for the raid! Hello, Sam! Hello, Liz! Welcome in!
Hello, hello.
How are you guys doing? Ooh. No autocorrect, don't. There we go. I never catch Kankiki streams. This is very exciting. Yeah, welcome in! Hello, hello!
Welcome.
How is Pokemon Infinite Fusion?
What's
We're
your
playing...
favorite fusion?
Yeah, for real. We're playing a much darker game, so I'm sure whatever you guys had was very, very, very wholesome. We rating. I love that emote's so cute. Thanks for coming in. Thanks for the raid. This is a visual novel, so this features a lot of me reading. And it's also got some dark subject matter, so you feel free to hop out if things get a little too whack. I need word of mouth. Testimonials. So far, the site has claimed 3 victims. I need the original requesters to spread the word about how effective the website really is. Yes, that would be perfect. But I obviously can't get in touch with them now. They remain anonymous when they requested death. No one would willingly put in their contact details when doing something so shady anyway. I sigh and scratch my head. Thinking about it like this won't do me any good. Maybe I should come back to it later. I reach for my laptop, sitting on the couch next to me. Maybe I'll take just one more look for new requests. You never know, right? I log into the administration panel of Corpse Girl's website and check for notifications. 1 new request. Details. Wait, 3:31 p.m.? This was submitted just a few minutes ago. What are the chances I would check the incoming request so soon after receiving a new one? My heart begins to race as the attached photo downloads to my computer. I'm excited about the prospect of working on a new request for the rest of the evening. Who will be the poor sucker to succumb to Corpse Girl's whims? Will another beautiful corpse be left in my wake? Oh!
Hi, Tomoe.
I was about to say, you think that's Tomoe because she's mad that she thumbs down her post. That scariest thing about the vampires so far is that the AC unit isn't mounted centered over the sliding door. Wait. Oh, you're right. I didn't even notice that. That is very annoying. About the game, yeah. Yeah, that would annoy me so much if I lived there. I mean, I don't know if that's like normal for Japanese apartments or something or what, but yeah, that's super annoying. My heart skips a beat and my hands instantly turn cold. What the hell? A photo of myself appears on the screen. No idea why that said vampire. I don't know, but it's okay. It happens. Thank you. Hi, Elise. I actually have a glass of water here with me right now, and I am chugging, especially because this is a very read heavy stream. So thank you for the reminder. I'm gonna drink some right now. Welcome in. I hope you're doing well.
Hydrate before you dihydrate.
Yes. A photo of myself appears on the screen. It's the very same image used for my company ID tag. I'm not smiling, in the photo or in real life. Is this some kind of joke? Somebody has requested my death. Somebody's requested my death!
Somebody wants me dead?
Oh, don't love that face.
I can't believe it! It finally happened! I know exactly who requested my death! Tomoe! That stupid, vapid bitch!
She's so ready. Yes. Tomoe Watanabe, the one person who hates me more than I hate myself. Of course she's the one who uploaded my photo. Of course she wants Corpse Girl to take care of me. She's been looking for somebody to test the website on. Her noise post from the start of the week confirms that. And she has been getting increasingly obsessed with tormenting me lately. I'm willing to bet that when I disliked her latest post, it finally triggered her to request my death.
Tomoe, you brainless whore! I am Corpse Girl!
In a fit of manic laughter, I set to work dismembering my photo. Okay, I'm going to make my corpse look so realistic that she'll think she really succeeded in getting me killed. Okay, this is gonna, do something very bad to her psyche. That's probably would be my guess. And then when her guard is down...
No sign of
She'll be
suffering?
fine.
I wonder if she got held up.
Yeah. No problems here. I don't foresee anything happening.
It's not exactly professional to be late on your first day of work.
I grind my teeth and hope that Shinya can't sense my anxiety.
She'll be here.
I don't believe the bitter words that tumble out of my mouth. I send another message to Aoi's seemingly abandoned phone, not really expecting a reply.
Actually, she's not the only one absent. Tomoe isn't here either.
He doesn't need to tell me that. I've been watching her desk like a hawk ever since I came in this morning. There's a small surprise waiting for her in her top desk drawer, courtesy of yours truly. I've been eagerly anticipating her arrival for an hour now.
We had a late night last night, so I wonder if she woke up on
Oh,
time.
you had a late night, huh?
Yeah, I wonder why that could have been. I taste something foul in my mouth. I don't really need Shinya's recap of his night with Tomoe.
Don't you have work to do?
Of course, I need to.
His vocalized thoughts trail off as he wanders away. I return my focus to my keyboard in front of me. As I type, letters scroll across my screen, seemingly lower than usual. No Aoi, no Tomoe. The static drone of the office environment is just as loud as ever, but without those two here, something feels off. Aoi shouldn't be missing her first day of work. And say what you want about Tomoe, at the very least, she's punctual. For her to be this late is very unusual.
Kurosawa.
Oh.
A word, if you please.
Hello, new person with one earring, maybe, probably. And that necklace, no, never mind. I thought her necklace was like a time, shoot. What do you call it with like this thing that tells time and it's got sand and you have to turn it over?
An hourglass?
Hourglass, thank you, my god, I'm so dumb. Thank you, yes, hourglass, thank you, Sam. And my brain just completely, like, let go of the word. A soft but sharp voice snaps me out of my thoughts. I look up to find a middle-aged woman standing over me, one hand beckoning in an intimidating fashion. Kotomi Ida, an executive who oversees a lot of the juniors on this floor. I deal with her a few times a week. She's a serious and critical person, but I've seen a warmer side of her when she chats with colleagues on her own level.
Miss Ida, did you need something?
Please, come with me.
I reluctantly rise from my chair and follow her through the office. She leads me to one of the glass-screened cubicles that line one wall of the office, special spaces reserved for meetings and temporary workstations.
Take a seat.
I follow her instructions, sitting down in one of the bright and colorful plastic chairs that fill the small enclosure.
A new employee was supposed to start work today. Sato, an acquaintance of yours, if I'm not mistaken.
That's right. I've been trying to get in contact with her.
I see. You understand that it doesn't reflect well on Sato's character if she can't arrive on time for her first day of work, correct?
Yes, I understand. Believe me, it is very out of the ordinary for her to do something like this.
I'm sure. Fujikawa recommended Sato for the job based on your personal request. You need to be aware that since Fujikawa holds rank over you, he is the one who will be reprimanded for hiring an unsuitable employee. Now, I wouldn't go so far as to say that he will be punished. Rather, his recommendations will be denied for the foreseeable future. And any attempt he makes to climb the ladder, so to speak, will be vehemently refused by the other executives.
Isn't that a bit extreme? All of that because of one temp employee that didn't show up for work?
That's the way these things go. I've seen it dozens of times. The reason I'm telling you this is because you should feel some sort of responsibility to apologize to Fujikawa.
I had no idea. Honestly,
Enough. This isn't an open discussion. Apologize to Fujikawa, and see if he will find it in his heart to forgive you. And please advise him to seek employment elsewhere. I don't foresee his career with us flourishing anytime soon. That's all.
Kotomi abruptly exits the cubicle and leaves me alone, sitting in a stupid-looking green plastic chair. I take some time to compose my thoughts before also walking out. I don't know what to say to Shinya. I don't even know if I should say anything. Surely Kotomi is being a bit extreme and effectively halting Shinya's career at Temujin. This is all because I recommended Aoi for the job. I feel like an idiot. But how was I supposed to know that Aoi would prove unreliable? And still, it's far too extreme. Kotomi is out of line. Something else is at play here, I can feel it. Maybe Kotomi wants Shinya gone for her own reasons, but I can't imagine why. He's a junior employee and not exactly the type to step on anyone's toes and make enemies. I return to my desk in a bit of a huff and slump into my swivel chair. My eyes fall on the empty can of coffee next to my computer screen, and I begin to wish I'd purchased more than one this morning. Glancing over the top of my screen, I can see that Tomoe still hasn't arrived. Maybe I'll have to wait until tomorrow for her to find the gift I left for her. I'm sure she'll love it. I don't enjoy my walk home through the park this evening as much as I normally do. There are too many things weighing on my mind. Aoi, Tomoe, Shinya, and Koromi. Why is it that I'm increasingly finding myself drawn into office drama? I don't want to deal with any of it. I just want to pursue my own goals. Working at the office is a means to an end, a way to keep a roof over my head and have the money to achieve Corpse Girl's ambitions. If I could quit, I would, but I can't. Not just yet. I wonder if I could monetize Corpse Girl's services. Users could pay a fee to request a death, or I could even just accept donations. But I get the sinking feeling that asking for money will reduce the amount of requests I get. The number of requests coming in is already depressingly low. If I reduce it any further, I'd be in trouble. As I draw closer to my apartment building, my phone cries out for attention. I bring it to my ear with a swift hand.
Aoi? Noriko. What's the deal? I've been trying to get in touch with you all day. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I couldn't bring myself to come into the office. Yeah, well, I gathered that. Tell me why. You know, just the stuff I normally have to deal with. For real? What are we talking about here? Stalkers? Or your own battles? I left the apartment twice. I really did. But I had to go back inside each time because it didn't feel right. I had to check a few things and then check again, and in the end, I gave up and laid in bed. I must have fallen asleep because when I looked at the time, it was already late.
I sigh angrily and hope that Aoi doesn't hear me.
Alright. It sounds like you had a rough day. I'm sorry, but the situation isn't great. I'm just going to be honest with you, okay? I don't think they'll be happy with you if you come in tomorrow. If I were you, I'd write a polite letter of resignation and just forget about the job. Shinya's been kind of thrown under the bus because of this. Shinya? Well, I'm not too sure myself. Since he got you the job, I suppose he was somewhat responsible for you. But because you didn't come in, it sounds like his career's in real jeopardy. Oh God. Oh no. Take a breath. You didn't know something like this would happen. I didn't either. I think this one exec has it out for him or something because it's too much of an overreaction. I can't believe it. I never wanted to cost him his job. I know. You didn't mean for this to happen. Look, I'll try and smooth things out a little. I'll talk to Shinya tomorrow. You need to look after yourself right now, okay? Promise me you'll just take it easy tonight and relax. Okay. Forget this ever happened. Noriko will look after everything. Thank you, Noriko. Okay. Get some rest. Talk to you soon, Aoi. Bye-bye.
I end the call with a heavy heart. I don't actually have any idea what to do. When it comes to Aoi, I always feel obligated to just tell her anything that will help her feel better. If I could actually follow through with my words and genuinely make things better for her, then... well, maybe we'd have a bit of a different relationship than we do now. But I probably missed my opportunity for that a long time ago. In senior high school, I was never really truly understanding of her, and that cost me too much. Things are different now, of course. I've seen what she goes through. I'd like to think I understand her a lot more now. My feelings for her are true and not muddled in sympathy or pity. If this was a different life and I hadn't made all those stupid mistakes, I would be happy to be with her. But now, the best I can hope for is that she wants to remain friends with me, and that will have to be enough to satisfy me.
Yo.
Oh, she's still alive at least. That voice. A trickle of icy sweat drips down my spine. In the near distance, sitting on the bench close to the park's exit, is an easily recognizable figure.
Come here.
Oh, that's kind of a cute outfit. I freeze in my tracks. My body wants to keep walking, to reach the familiar safety of my home, but my brain is engaging its fight or flight mode. Torn between my options, I find myself completely stationary.
Come on, I won't hurt you.
Tomoe.
There's no doubt in my mind that she's been waiting for me here all afternoon. She knows my route home. That's obvious since I last encountered her in Shinya in this very same park. I can't help but tense up as she leaps off the bench and approaches me.
You're into weird shit, right? Like, occult stuff?
Maybe? Is that what you came here to ask me?
Nah, just listen, Kay. I wanted the opinion of someone freakier than me.
She really knows how to flatter a girl.
It's kinda dumb, you know, but have you heard of that Corpse Girl website thing?
Who does she think she's talking to? More importantly, how should I respond?
I've heard rumors.
Yeah, right? I heard rumors too, so I checked it out. I thought the whole thing was really funny. Like, could it be for real? Anyway, maybe I kinda used it to request a death.
Is that so?
Tomoe has pretty much straight up admitted that she was the one who requested my death. After all, I know exactly how many requests come through the site. The latest one had to have been from her.
Yeah, and, well, you know how the site works, right?
Fill me in.
All you do is put in a photo of a bitch and her phone number. Then she's supposed to drop dead. Simple as that. Thing is, no one knows how it works. Or if it works, actually.
Right. Okay, so you requested somebody's death, and what happened?
Well,
This is it. This is where she admits that she uploaded my photo. I've caught her red-handed.
you see, the dumb bitch went and died.
Oh,
I was right.
interesting. I blink a few times. I'm positive I didn't hear that right.
What did you say?
The chick whose photo I uploaded. She's deader than a doorknob.
Who is Tomoe referring to? My mind is racing frantically, scanning through the list of Corpse Girl's victims over the past few months. The only people who have died recently are Akane Tsuramaki and Aichi Hinata. Tomoe is talking about a female, so that rules out Aichi. Then there's Ruri Hitano, but she died such a long time ago. Last year, in fact. Surely Tomoe wasn't the one who requested her death. It was way too long ago for her to be bringing it up now. That leads me to believe that the only person Tomoe could be talking about is Akane Tsuramaki. Or has somebody else died? Somebody I never found out about? It's impossible. I've been so thorough in searching for the results of my work. The only victim that Tomoe could be talking about is Akane. But, wait. No, that still can't be right. Tomoe requested my death. Tomoe uploaded my photo to Corpse Girl's website just recently. I take a deep breath, swallow hard, and open my mouth.
Tomoe, what you're saying is really serious. Are you sure this person died?
Yep, no doubt. And that's what I wanted to talk to you about. If you're good with this occult junk, how do you think she died from a website?
LOL, get Death Note loophole. Yeah, I love that. Actually, now that you think about this is kind of like Death Note. I hadn't really thought about that before. It's like, slightly different, but kind of similar vibes.
Do you reckon my request really killed her? Because I don't really want this shit on my conscience, you know?
I don't know what to say.
Come on. I was only really joking around with the website. Didn't think for a second that it could really work. But now, this bitch is cold in the ground, and I can't sleep at night. Keeping Shinya close is the only thing making me calm lately.
Tomoe seems to be showing a little remorse, which I didn't think she had in her. If she thought the website was a joke, then fair enough. It's only natural that she'd want to play around with it. Then again, I'm kind of offended that she figured the whole thing was fake. Corpse Girl has worked too damn hard to be considered a joke. But I want to get to the bottom of this. I need to find out whose death Tomoe requested. And, more importantly, the question of who requested my own death remains unanswered.
Tomoe, what's the name of the person you requested to die?
Her name? Oh, You might know her. It was that skank from our office, Akane Tsurumaki.
Akane Tsurumaki. Sure enough, she's well and truly dead. Tomoe isn't wrong in believing that the website killed Akane. Tomoe once posted on Noise about wanting to try the website, and she was waiting to find someone to try it on. If I recall correctly, the request for Akane's death came through Corpse Girl's website shortly after I read that post. Perhaps Tomoe made the request on the very same day. So then, Tomoe was the one responsible. I assumed the person who requested Akane's death was someone in her office, but I never figured it would be a junior data entry temp like Tomoe. How did Tomoe even know Akane? I can't see how their paths would have crossed in such a large office building.
Yo, Psycho, you in there?
I snap out of my thoughts and meet Tomoe's dead-eyed gaze.
Your professional opinion, can a website really kill someone?
I'm torn between giving two replies. I could state that I believe the website worked and therefore help increase Corpse Girl's credibility, or I could play it safe and make sure I'm not suspected of any involvement. Coward that I am, I decide to play it safe.
No, absolutely not. A website can't kill someone.
Yeah, I figured. Guess it's just a coincidence that she died. You reckon I'm not guilty then? I didn't really want the bitch dead anyway. I was just mucking around.
Yeah, you're not guilty.
Thank God. That's a real weight off my elbows, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I sure as shit won't mess around with sites like that again, though. I'm gonna play it real straight from now on. I gotta get my life together. I got a man to look after now.
Right. Well, good luck with that. I need to get home.
All I want right now is to get back and figure out who the hell uploaded a photo of me to the website. My mind is reeling, and I'm not in the right headspace to listen to Tomoe's drivel any longer.
Hey, for what it's worth, which ain't much. Thanks. Thanks for putting my mind at ease. I know we ain't always seen eye to eye, and, well, nah. That's about it for now.
The closest to an apologies you're gonna get. For a fleeting moment, I imagined that she was about to apologize for assaulting me last week. That possibility disappeared from my mind almost as soon as it had appeared.
See you tomorrow.
She waves, almost sheepishly, and wanders back through the park in the direction that I came from. Right, time to go home. I can't relax until I know who requested my death. If it wasn't Tomoe, then the situation could be a lot more serious than I originally thought. If it wasn't because of my petty squabbles with her, then someone really wants me dead. Who? So you're not gonna, go back to the office and get that, picture out of her desk or anything? Because that seems a little problematic. I can't sleep. It must be past 3 a.m. Countless hours have passed since I started trying to figure out who requested my death. I've run through every possible candidate and their potential reasons 1,000 times. I've replayed every encounter I've ever had with every person I've ever met, and I'm drawing a blank. I don't know who wants me dead. I'm not so vain to think that everybody likes me. I'm sure a hell of a lot of people don't like me very much at all. But does anyone not like me enough to want me dead? To nominate me for Corpse Girl to claim as her prey? I take little solace in the fact that my life isn't actually in danger. Corpse Girl's victims are only brought low by my hand. Though my convictions are strong and I never refuse a request, taking my own life is absolutely out of the question. This is the one and only request I will ever refuse. And it's not for the sake of my own life, but rather for the sake of Corpse Girl's continued existence. I will not let her die and be buried with me. However, now that I've eaten of the knowledge that somebody genuinely wants me dead, I can't cure my upset stomach. No amount of mental reassurance will quell the sickness rising inside of me. The top candidates are, of course, those closest to me. I've crossed Tomoe off the list. Her relief at knowing Akane Tsurumaki's death wasn't her fault convinced me that she wouldn't make the mistake of messing with the website twice. Add to the fact that she came to me for reassurance, well, it's safe to say she's not the person I'm looking for. So that leaves the people I deal with on a daily basis. Aoi Sato, my best friend since junior high and the first person I ever fell for. She rejected me gracefully during senior high. So gracefully that we still remain friends to this day. Would she want me dead? It's doubtful. She wouldn't even report her stalker, a guy who she's apparently related to the police, because she didn't want him arrested. Then there's Shinya Fujikawa, another acquaintance from school and now my coworker. Has even gone so far as to call us friends now that we're connected on noise. I've never been romantically interested in him, but I was under the false impression that he had feelings for me. He's a wannabe detective, but he doesn't have the competence to follow in his father's footsteps. He doesn't strike me as the type to want somebody dead, let alone to go through with requesting somebody's death. Still, quiet, guarded people like him can really surprise you. When you take those three out of the equation, the people I deal with daily are very few. There are the higher-ups and execs at work, like Koto Miida, but our dealings are so short and simple that I'm sure I barely even register on their radar. If I extend my list of candidates to include people that I don't deal with regularly but who are technically still part of my life, then the list gets a little more interesting and harder to narrow down. Kenji and Momoagawa, the father and daughter living in my apartment building. They're sweet, kind, and considerate. Couldn't imagine they'd want to kill me unless I'm really using up too much of their internet bandwidth and they just can't take it anymore. There's my elder sister, of course, Yuriko Kurosawa. We haven't talked in over a year at least. She's scum, but probably not the type to randomly elect her own sister for death. Probably. She's on parole, so I have to believe she wouldn't do anything to jeopardize her freedom. And there's Mother, Asuna Kurosawa. She's simply not in a position to submit my details to Corpse Girl's website. My struggling brain can't think of anyone else currently in my life. I have a very small social circle, it's true. All the people that fill my noise newsfeed have either already been named on this list or they're from such a small, long-ago part of my life that they wouldn't even remember I exist anymore. And then, suddenly without warning, a face pops into my mind with startling clarity. That guy from the library. Kojiro, was it? Kojiro, with no surname. He was bizarre, eccentric. Didn't seem like the type of person that gets outside much. Kind of like me, I suppose. His eyes were so clear it was unnerving. They say the eyes are the window to the soul, but I couldn't see anything of substance through his lenses. Out of everyone I've mentally listed, he seems like the person most capable of taking someone's life. That's a biased opinion, based on little to no knowledge of him. It's just the impression he gives. However, I have to ask myself, would he want me dead? Me, a person he met one time at the library? In addition, the photo of me that was uploaded to my website was from Temujin's corporate system. It's the very same picture that I wear on my ID tag. How would Kojiro have accessed it? If he was going to upload a photo of me, he would have found my noise profile and used an image from one of my albums. There aren't too many photos of me on there, but there are enough to identify me. The guy's suspicious, but I don't think he's the one I'm looking for. Yet, I can't get his face out of my mind. On a whim, I snatch up my phone from beside me and unlock the screen. The bright light shines like a beacon in the darkness and nearly blinds me, but I squint and navigate to the noise app. Kojiro. He told me his noise tag, didn't he? If I can remember it, it'll save me the hassle of having to look through hundreds of profiles with the same name just to find him. What was it? At Kojiro? No, too simple. Koji... something. I start to type... What?
Koji.
Oh, yeah, you wrote that down, didn't you?
I don't think I did.
Oh, you're just really good at remembering. This is where the trail would go cold because I would never remember that. I start to type different variations until an auto-predicted result pops up. Koji. That's the one. I tap the result and instantly arrive at his profile. The info in his About Me section is pretty vague, but judging by the display photo, I'm certain this is the right guy. Just your average guy, taking my days one at a time. Introvert. Antisocial, anti-establishment, anti-everything, LOL. I like peanut butter, though. Okay. That's a little random, but I like it. I scroll through his feed and see that he hasn't posted anything for quite some time. His most recent post is from about a year ago, and it's just an updated version of his display picture, where he has cropped out a woman's face and body so the focus is just on him. I open up a direct message to him and start typing. Hey, is this Kojiro from the library? It's Noriko. Kurosawa. Since it's past 3 a.m., I'm not expecting a reply, until I instantly receive a message in response. Hi, late night? He replied so quickly. I swallow and gather the nerve to ask him what's on my mind. Yes, I can't sleep. Have you heard of Corpse Girl's website? Screen states that he's currently typing a message, but then the notification simply disappears and no message comes through. Is he ignoring me? Then... Yes! Why does he type like this?
That's a capitalization.
So he does know about the website. The question is, was he already familiar with it, or did he just look it up after I mentioned it? What are your thoughts? Is it real? Yes, love it. Big fan. I see, me too. Have you used it? No. Well, no, not yet. Oh no, he's a homestuck troll. Oh god. Honestly, based off of what I know about this guy, that tracks.
Yeah.
Oh, I hate that. Yes, Sam Elise. Don't hate anyone, though. It's hard to get a sense of his emotions through his replies. I can't tell if he's being sincere or not. Wait, have you used it? Tell me. Tell me details. Does it work? No, I haven't used it, but it's popular in my office. I don't know why I wrote that or why I ended the message with a question mark. I shake my head and wait for a response. Okay, let me know if you use it. Might be work for me. Might be work for me? What does he mean by that? Work? Yes, I store cadavers, dispose of later. I don't understand. Hospital morgue, storage and disposal. He works at a morgue? Oh my god, do they team up to, like, make the corpses look like the victims instead of a picture and then an actual corpse? And that's why Emmy dies in the prologue?
Ooh. Oh, shit. That... Yeah.
Damn. That's brutal. I feel like they need, like, I don't know, if he just stores them... Well, we've seen that she's pretty good at makeup, so I guess she could do the doctoring. Interesting, I don't know. I noticed a strange smile on his clothes when we met, and now it all makes sense. I gag a little and suppress the urge to vomit. So if someone dies, they get sent to you? Even for, like, suicides and murders? Yes, all sorts. Worst are crash victims. Have to mix and match limbs. Jesus. Have you ever received a victim of Corpse Girl's website? Impossible to know. Maybe? Who can say? Have a name? A name. Can he look up the names of bodies he's received? Can you look up such a thing? Yes, cadavers are ID'd. Mostly. Know a victim? Should I ask? Will doing so put me under suspicion of being associated with Corpse Girl? Hello? I can look now. At work. I start to nervously bite my fingernails. I know that I won't gain anything from finding out if he's dealt with any of the victims, but morbid curiosity tends to get the better of me. Sometimes I just have to know. Akane Tsurumaki. Okay, a second. No. Correct spelling? Got an M Tsurumaki. And Akane Tsurumi. That's not right. Close, though. Okay, more names? Aichi Hinata? One sec. Yes. Crash victim. Bad. I remember him. He's still here, actually. I can't believe what I'm reading. Aichi Hinata ended up at Kojiro's morgue, and he's still there? Really? How long do you store bodies? Depends. Up to 2 days for autopsy. No autopsy for him. No need. So he just sits here. Cold chamber 31 BB. If family don't collect, then cremation. Is cremation what you mean by disposal? Yes, mostly. Friend of yours? Not exactly. But he's Corpse Girl's victim. You said so. Well, I don't know. You said so. Interesting. He's like, I'm not buying this shit. Can't fool me. I'll look at him again. Really, there's no need for that. It's okay. I won't tell. Ugh. How did you do it? Oh! He has clacked her. Whew. I swallow hard. What does he mean? Hello? How did I do what? How did you kill him? Oh, shit. I've messed up. He knows. I don't know where she thought this was going to lead. Kojiro has figured out who I am. In a panic, I slam my phone down. I can hear the constant vibration against the bed as Kojiro continues to message me. Shit. Shit, shit, shit. What do I do? Can I make something up to convince him that I'm not the one responsible for Aichi's death? Will he even buy it? By not responding to him straight away, I've probably inadvertently proven my own guilt. I pick up my phone between my trembling thumb and forefinger. I hold it delicately, as though it has suddenly become some sort of evidence that I don't want covered in my fingerprints. In a way, that's completely true. I stare at the messages from Kojiro. Hey. Hey. You there? Hello? I better reply. I have to say something. Maybe, just maybe, I can throw him off my trail. I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't kill anyone. Not exactly a lie. Yes, true. Corpse Girl killed him. No name entry on Corpse Girl's website. But you knew his name, and you knew he died. Ergo, you requested his death. Okay, he's not quite. Wait,
I'll take that.
Yeah, Wait, this is good. This is far better than him believing I'm Corpse Girl. He thinks I'm just some fan of the website that submitted our request. I have to run with this. I can't let him know the actual truth. Okay, you got me. I used the website to request his death. Ha! Wow, mad. So the site is real. Amazing. This is exciting. Are you happy he's dead? I decide to take a leaf out of Tomoe's book and act more innocent than I really am. Not really. I just made the request on a whim to see what would happen. I didn't think it would really work. Wow, so you didn't hate the guy, Aichi? No, I never even met him. Just found his photo on the internet. Incredible. Corpse Girl kills with just a photo. Doesn't even need a name. Wonder how many other Vics I've got here. Lol. Have to go. Clocking off soon. Talk later. Kojiro's status immediately changes to offline. I breathe a sigh of relief. I think he bought the lie. Surely I'm in the clear. But this whole conversation was an exercise in stupidity. I nearly shot myself in the foot because of my own insatiable curiosity. I shouldn't have contacted Kojiro at all. The only positive thing to come out of this is learning that Kojiro works at a hospital morgue. I could potentially take advantage of this, but my sleep-deprived brain can't quite work out how. Well, I can dwell on that later. For now, I really need to sleep. My alarm erupts with a shrieking scream and scares me awake. My eyes don't open immediately, and instead I find myself tossing and turning, trying to bury my face in my pillow. I can't have had more than 2 hours of sleep, and now it's already time to get up and go to work. How the hell am I going to function today? I drag my heavy body from the bed and slide into the pair of slippers resting on the floor. With a yawn and a stretch, I leave my bedroom. I stand in the kitchenette connected to the living room for a few moments, completely absent-minded. I open the refrigerator and stare blankly at the dismal contents. A small tub of peach yogurt sits on the top shelf, and a half-empty jug of oolong tea rests at the bottom. I grab the yogurt and peel off the lid. Without even fetching a spoon, I simply pour a little into my mouth. I consume about half of the tiny portion and wipe my mouth before throwing the leftovers in the trash can. That will be enough to spike my energy for the morning. When you normally run on an empty stomach, any amount of calories can work as a pick-me-up. I make a mental note to collect 2 or 3 cans of coffee from the convenience store on my way to work. They should carry me through the rest of the day. The rest of the early morning is spent applying makeup and getting dressed. I'm at the door at the same time as every other day. To stop myself from nodding off at my desk, I decide to rearrange my personal effects. Having something to focus on is a great way to fight off sleep. Unlike the other employees here, I don't tend to keep too much at my workspace, yet it still manages to feel cluttered somehow. Next to my computer monitor are 3 little figurines that I collected from my toy capsule machines. They're a set of anthropomorphic coffee cans that were released as a promotional campaign for my favorite coffee brand. Each figure is about the size of my thumb. They're cute little things, and when you put a coin in the capsule machine, you never know which character you're going to get. So far, I've managed to collect Captain Cafe... I don't know how you say that. Alight? A light?
Captain Cafe all late.
A late? Okay.
All late.
I've seen that like written so many times I've never heard it pronounced out loud. Lieutenant Long Black and Madame Macchiato. If I remember correctly, there are 2 more I still need to get. But the capsule machines seem to be out of rotation now because they've been replaced with a different set of toys. If I ever want to collect the remaining figures, I'll probably need to buy them online. Oh well. I'm not super invested in having to own all of them. I give each tiny figure a bit of dusting and set them back up next to my monitor so they're all standing up straight and facing forward. Satisfied that they're tidy, I look to the small tray of drawers that sit on the other side of my monitor. I mainly just store papers and office memos in them. They're not really big enough to hold anything much larger than documents. I rummage through the drawers and discard a few old notices that aren't relevant anymore. When I'm done, I file away a couple of loose papers that have been fluttering around my desk for the last week. With that complete, I straighten up my keyboard so it's parallel with my mouse pad. I give the keyboard a thorough dusting and then lean back in my chair to admire my work. The desk looks much nicer now. A clean workspace invites a clear state of mind, or so my coworkers would have me believe. Maybe I'll buy into that a little bit, now that I can see the effects for myself. The corner of my eyes catch a glimpse of blonde hair, and I turn to watch Tomoe enter the office. She nods at Shinya as she walks by his desk and continues nonchalantly toward her own workspace. I hope that means that she got here early, she took the picture out, but I have a feeling that's probably not the case. Since her desk is in my line of sight, I have the perfect vantage point to watch her put her belongings down and take a seat. I feel a sudden stirring of excitement as she sits down. It's almost as if I'm anticipating something to happen. Was something supposed to happen with Tomoe today? Have I forgotten something important? Oh, man. My tired mind can't really focus on those thoughts. I try to ignore the mild surge of adrenaline that started pulsing through me when she took her seat. I distract myself by starting up my computer and looking over the list of today's tasks. It looks as though I need to correct a few entries I uploaded to the company server yesterday. In my previously distracted state, it's possible I made a few typographical errors. That's fair enough. I'll get to work on correcting the data. I open up a few programs and listen to the whirring of my computer tower, nearly drowned out in the clamor of the office environment. The next sound I hear eclipses the noise of the computer and the office, completely and absolutely. A terrified shriek slices through the air like a knife, leaving a deathly ringing silence in its wake. I scramble to my feet purely out of instinct, scanning for the source of the scream. I don't have to look very far before my eyes fall upon a distressed Tomoe, kneeling on the floor and clutching her face. She's on the ground next to her desk, staring down unblinkingly, her fingers white from the strain of clawing at her own head. In the sudden chaos of people rushing to her side, I somehow manage to notice that one of the drawers on her desk is wide open. An open drawer? As tired and exhausted as I am, the significance of the open drawer isn't lost on me. I immediately realize why my body subconsciously felt excited when Tomoe came into the office this morning. I left something in her desk drawer, something I wanted her to find. Yesterday's obsession with discovering the identity of the one who requested my death caused me to forget my rebellious strike against Tomoe. I left something in her drawer yesterday, thinking she was the one who submitted my photo to the website. Then she didn't come into work, and it completely slipped my mind. After she confessed to requesting Akane Suramaki's death, I erased my suspicion of her being the one who targeted me, but I didn't remove the item from her drawer. I'm in deep, deep shit now. Before I can even lurch forward from behind my desk, Tomoe turns her head to face me. Her cold, grim eyes lock onto mine, refusing to let go. A trickle of crimson blood seeps from her scalp, where her fingernails pierced her skin during her panicked scream. Swallowing my nervousness, I break eye contact with her and stare down at the flat object that was the focus of her outcry. It's a familiar photograph, a printed image on glossy paper. Traditional, old school, and just as effective as I had hoped. Though I can't make out all the details from this distance, the composition of the photo doesn't elude my memory. It depicts my very own corpse, toppled backward over a tombstone. A bloody slash traces across my neck, a laceration lines my stomach, and a knife protrudes from my breast. My black hair is a tangled mess, my dark eyeliner smeared and smudged. The grimace on my face is the unmistakable mask of death. Noriko Kurosawa, stoic and unflinching in death. Noriko Kurosawa, dead atop a random tombstone in some nameless cemetery. A bizarre, yet ultimately unremarkable way to die. It suits me perfectly. I'm proud of the work that went into this photo. The objective was to punish Tomoe for requesting my death, to create a work of art so horrific that she would beg for forgiveness when she found me still breathing. But the scene playing out before me is unlike anything I had imagined. Tomoe's face is scrunched up with hatred, the veins in her forehead threatening to burst and shower the office with sanguine gore at any given second. Don't know that word. Whether or not she thinks this is some sick prank is beyond my knowledge. All I can decipher from her expression is that she is likely to strangle me given the opportunity. But perhaps I'm jumping ahead of myself. Why do I automatically assume she believes I'm guilty of putting the photo in her drawer? I mean, aren't I the victim in the image? Perhaps she actually...
Who the fuck is responsible for this?
She howls like a wounded animal, a battered and beaten pup backed into a corner. Clutching the photo, now torn from her bloodied fingernails, she stands and plants her feet firmly on the floor, steadfast, stern, resolute, a bulwark of her immovable fury. All eyes are upon her. The bleach-blonde gal girl, with an antagonizing attitude, is the center of attention in the office.
This photo is disgusting! Absolutely sick! Who made it?
From the confused and puzzled faces of the 20 or so employees huddled around, it's obvious that no one really knows what Tomoe is talking about. The photo is small, and with her clutching it tightly and waving it around frantically, it's impossible for anyone to make out the detail. I'm bold enough to assume that no one else has managed to properly glimpse it yet. And maybe I can prevent our coworkers from getting a closer look if I act fast. I dart out from behind my desk and approach Tomoe.
Let me see.
Tomoe aggressively thrusts the photo toward me. I take a cursory look at it and gasp loudly to add credibility to my acting. Adopting a fake countenance of shock, I grab Tomoe by the shoulder and pull her close to me. I bow my head against hers, so we stand intimately in the middle of the crowd, forehead to forehead, our eyes fixated on one another. I hope my beating heart isn't loud enough for Tomoe to notice as we stand against each other. I whisper softly, my pulse quickening as I try to make my words sound urgent and confident, rather than broken and anxious.
Come with me. I need to talk to you.
Tomoe tenses and stiffens, but she murmurs something that sounds like agreement. I pull away from her and grab her wrist to lead her out of the office. We exit from the throng of onlookers, scratching their heads, and dart toward the elevator. Shinya says nothing as we pass him. He just looks on with a pale face. The elevator ride down is silent and awkward, but eventually the doors open to reveal the ground floor lobby. We weave between the scattered couches and sculptures, making a frantic dash for the exit. We finally emerge outside into the brisk morning air. Trying hard to catch my breath, I notice that Tomoe isn't nearly as exhausted as I am. I want to chalk up my wheezing condition to a lack of sleep, but I know that's just an excuse for my poor physical fitness. Tomoe is still holding the photo in her hand. She looks at it once more in disgust, then faces me with one hand on her hip.
You want to tell me what the fuck this is?
Look, it's difficult to explain, but I'll try my best.
I want to find out who planted this in my drawer! And look at this!
She thrusts the photo at me once again. She uses the point of her thumb to indicate the timestamp printed at the bottom of the
It's
image.
got yesterday's date on it. A photo of your dead body, as if you've already been killed. But here you stand.
Sure enough, the photo bears yesterday's date. The time states 9:06 p.m. I marked it as such when I was under the belief that Tomoe would find it yesterday morning. I wanted her to anxiously wait out the day until my death accompanied the rising moon. Since that didn't go down the way I planned, the confusion on Tomoe's face is now self-explanatory.
I just can't believe that corpse girl wants you dead.
What did she say?
Huh?
This is just like what happened to Akane Tsurumaki when I requested her death. The police found a photo of her own dead body on her phone when they investigated how she died.
What? Is this public knowledge? How did I not know this?
And now you've got a similar photo. Does that mean Corpse Girl is trying to kill ya? But it doesn't make sense. It's already past the time it says here. And why was the photo in my desk drawer? What do I gotta do with it?
I'm still reeling from the information about Kane Tsurumaki. The police discovered the corpse photo on her phone. Of course they did. Of course they would investigate her death. It was foolish of me to assume the photo wouldn't come to light. Tomoe grits her teeth and tenderly touches a finger to the bloody cut on her scalp, the place her fingernails slashed in anguish. She looks at her fingertip in revulsion and sighs.
Look, maybe it's my fault that Akane Tsurumaki ended up down the well. Maybe it's not. The least I can do is make sure that the fucking corpse girl doesn't come to get you as well. You ain't my friend or nothing, but sluts gotta stick it out together, right? I don't want another cool bitch on my conscience.
Tomoe is a very interesting character.
Yeah.
I feel like these are the most touching words Tomoe can string together. I'm somewhat flattered that she wants to protect me.
Tomoe, you don't have to do anything.
Yeah, I kinda do, you know? You comforted me a little when I came to you about the dead skank. Made me feel like I wasn't totally to blame, yeah? It might not be as much of a psycho as I thought. Might be a heart beating behind that flat chest.
Haven't met her type since uni. Yeah, I don't see very many people that act like her in real life, thankfully, I think. She's a... I want to say she's like a good person deep down and she's just been socialized to be bad. But I don't know. Either way, she's still a bully, so that can't be good.
Okay. Thanks.
Unexpectedly, the brash and brazen girl beams... Oh, that is a freaking tongue twister. Dear God.
Russian prison girl beams at me brightly.
Yeah, that's too many B's.
I'm putting you under 24-hour surveillance. Corpse girl's gonna have to crack my skull open before she goes sticking her fingers into yours.
Tomoe, really, that's not necessary.
I can't figure out a way to convey that I'm not actually in any danger. Well, immediate danger at any rate. Her type is legitimately confusing, but do exist. LOL. Yeah, I believe that. I just be like, I don't know, man.
I mean, we did discuss briefly how she is possibly bipolar.
That is true. I forgot about that because after she attacked Noriko, it just kind of seemed like it came out of nowhere. So that would track. And this game doesn't seem to shy away from like different kinds of like mental illnesses and stuff. So
yeah, Allie's got OCD, like severe OCD.
Yeah, and Noriko's got a lot of different things. I'm sure Kojiro and Shinya have stuff as well.
Mm-hmm.
It's true that there is someone out there who wants me dead badly enough to have requested it through the website, but as far as the threat of Corpse Girl coming to get me goes, I'm perfectly safe. I resign myself to simply staring blankly at Tomoe, the girl I hold so much disdain for. Excuse me. I know I should choose my next words carefully. Tomoe is prone to violent outbursts, even at the best of times. Oh, okay, another... Okay, I don't need you to protect me. Fuck off. Thanks, but I'll be fine on my own. I'd feel better with you looking after me. Okay, this is like a trio. I don't really want to tell her to fuck off, because I feel like...
That would cause a backslide.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's on purpose, but the sheer dissonance of her words with that... She's got the Clover thing.
Yeah.
You remember Clover's unending smile?
Creepily continues to smile no matter what. Even as, like, people are dying around her.
Mm-hmm.
That is true. It is a little... bit of a contrast there.
Yeah, I don't want to tell her to fuck off unless we investigate later and figure out that's what...
Yeah, it's possible that might be, the right way. But for now, I don't think... I like to play... I know we've talked about this. I like to try to play through at least once without looking up a guide and see what happens. And then from there, I don't mind... Yeah, I don't mind, like, doing stuff. So, I don't know. I'm inclined to just say, like, I feel like it'd be more in character to say I'll be fine on my own. Because I feel like it would be weird to just be like, yeah, sure, look after me, but I don't know.
I'll be in your care.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go with the middle option.
Okay.
Thanks, but I'll be fine on my own.
Nah, that's bull. You're a delicate little thing, so it's up to me to look after you.
Okay, maybe it wasn't a choice regardless.
I'll be okay. I don't think Corpse Girl is going to come after me.
Hell yeah. And what makes you so sure?
It's a long story. But look, you said it yourself. The time and date on the photo have already passed, right?
Oh, yeah. Guess so. But so what?
Well, I can't imagine someone coming to kill me now. I mean, the corpse in the photo is clearly dead at 9:06 p.m. last night. But I'm standing right in front of you. I'm pretty alive right now.
You're not really convincing me. I mean, I don't totally believe this corpse girl person really exists, but still. Something or other killed Akane Tsurumaki. Pretty sure it wasn't suicide, what with the photo and all. So, since you got one of them photos too, I think it's best we hang. At least for a day. Let me keep you safe.
You're really stubborn, you know that?
Oh yeah, but I've been called worse. But why'd you think the photo was in my drawer? Did Corpse Girl get her desks mixed up? And like, shouldn't it have just been texted to you?
I don't know.
Ugh, this shit really fucks with my head. Let's just get back to work, yeah?
Tomoe turns to head back into the building but stops short. She faces me and hands me the photo.
Here. Better you have it than me.
She enters the office and leaves me standing in the cool morning air. Looking down at the photo, it's pretty clear that it's me in the image. I suppose it would be best to delete this evidence. I shared the photo carefully, making sure to completely destroy any of my defining features in the image. With the photo completely ripped beyond recognition, I toss it in a nearby bin and enter the office building. After dealing with Tomoe, the rest of the day goes by without incident. I'm thankful, mainly due to how exhausted I am from lack of sleep. When I finally get home, I crash on the couch and watch the sun vanish from the sky. It's late, but I can still make the most of the night if I pull myself up from the couch. Christ, I forget that these are supposed to be, like, office working adults. Yeah, it has a very big, like, high school feel to it. So I don't blame you.
Most VNs have a high school feel to it.
That's true.
Or middle school.
Yeah, true. I mean, Noriko even says it herself that she keeps getting drug into, like, office drama, which, like, not to go all bowling for soup on everyone, but high school never ends, so I guess that's, how that goes, unfortunately. But yeah, it's easy to forget these are legal adults. With great effort, I manage to stand and then make my way to the kitchen to brew a cup of tea. In my mind, I run through a list of things I should do during my free time tonight. I could check my website requests, take a bath, or maybe get back to reading Strangeflower. Whatever I end up doing, I'm just relieved the day is over. With a steaming cup of green tea in hand, I retreat to my room and leave the outside world to continue turning without me. Like, I have worked in offices for a very long time. If something started yelling like that in the office, they would be having a chat with HR. No, that's fair. I think most normal things like that would probably be, yeah. Definitely somebody would be getting a talking to. Or at least, like, if there's no HR, like, a manager or something, for sure. Another dull morning in the office. The chatter of people talking on the phone, the humming of the air conditioner, the tapping of fingers against keyboards. If I didn't have music to drown out the white noise, I'd probably go mad from being exposed to it every day. I don't know how everyone else deals with it. Thanks to a good night's rest, I've been able to work diligently so far. I've completed a few tasks already, but there is still a lot more work to do. If she had any self-preservation, she would have kept the photo to explain her outburst, lol. Yeah, that's probably smart. I think this girl's a lot smarter than she thinks she is. I am lolling too much. No, that's fair.
A lot smarter than she thinks she is?
Or, sorry, she's a lot dumber. She's not as smart as she thinks she is what I mean, sorry. Because she thinks she's, like, a boss-ass bitch, when in reality, she's, like, just the fact that she made the photo and printed it out anyways shows that she's letting her emotions get the better of her. So, yeah. Or maybe she is as smart, she's just not as logical. Maybe there's something that's going on there, and it's not pretty. As I continue to pulverize my keyboard with thin, brittle fingers, I look out over the office floor to see who is around. Shinya sits at his desk, his expression scrunched up in concentration, and he absent-mindedly scratches his face with the blunt end of a pen. Turning my gaze, I observe the back of Tomoe's head. She works attentively at her computer. She hasn't said anything to me since we arrived at the office this morning. Because I now know that she's not the one who requested my death, I feel more at ease around her. And with the photo of my own corpse destroyed, I can put yesterday's unplanned events behind me. I need to be more careful in the future. Forgetting that I planted a photo like that in Tomoe's desk drawer was an oversight I can't afford to repeat. I need to be clever, calculated, cunning. Corpse Girl's ambitions require me to be at peak performance at all times. I can't go messing up like that again. I'm lucky that no one else was dragged into the whole mess. Imagine if I did something so stupid when trying to kill a real victim. I would have ruined the entire operation. Taking a deep breath, I clapped... Probably could have phrased that better. I clapped my cheek softly with both hands. From now on, I'm going to truly focus when carrying out my plans. All I need to do is wait for the next victim to come through the website. I'm ready for it. Finding out the identity of whoever requested my own death shouldn't be my top priority. I'm immune to Corpse Girl's wrath, of course, so unless someone decides to come at me with a knife, I'm perfectly safe. I'll check the website request this evening, as soon as I get home. It's too risky to try and access it while at work. With newfound resolve, I nod to myself and look ahead to the end of the day. The flickering notification on my laptop screen prompts a wicked grin to split my face in two. One new request. I don't waste any time before opening up the details of the request. My heart begins to pound, and I feel the welcome rush of adrenaline flooding through my body. Bets on if that is foreshadowing. Maybe, yeah.
No bad.
What?
What was the exact line?
So unless someone decides to come at me with a knife, I'm perfectly safe.
Oh yeah, no. Noriko's gonna die before the end of this visual novel.
You think so?
100%.
Interesting. Do you think somebody's gonna come at her with a knife specifically?
Maybe.
Yeah.
In at least one ending, I wouldn't.
That's true. I could see it like one of the endings at least she dies. Maybe like somebody will like take up the mantle, and cause she's already like said before that she's like chill with herself dying. She just doesn't want to like die.
She doesn't want to let Corpse Girl.
Yeah. So maybe if like Kojiro or somebody gets involved.
If she eventually kills Kojiro or Aoi.
Man, that would be interesting if Aoi took over.
I feel like if she goes through with it, if Aoi goes through with requesting her manager's death or her stalker's death, and Noriko does it, she'd be like, "Hey, I did this for you. You should be on my side."
That's true. I get her some bonus points.
And also maybe kind of force her into a relationship.
Yeah.
Because she's interested in doing that too.
She's clearly like not gotten over her feelings at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see that. Maybe, like you said, one of the endings, possibly. That's interesting. So maybe there's like a good ending where they're together. Maybe, I don't know if you could call that a good ending. Good for Noriko, I guess. Bad ending where Aoi takes over, but Noriko dies. Something like that, maybe. Really bad ending where nobody takes over and Noriko is killed. And Corpse Girl also dies, therefore. Maybe. I don't know. I don't waste any time before opening up the details of the request. My heart begins to pound, and I feel the welcome rush of adrenaline flooding through my body. Oh. I guess I had to very clearly, like, circle. My eyes widen at the sight of the uploaded photo. 2 people. 2 identical women. Twins? Identical twins at that. The woman on the left is circled in red. She is obviously the requested victim, but without knowing them personally, it's impossible to distinguish between the 2. They both have the same stunning features, lustrous hair, and contagious smiles. This truly is an interesting request. I immediately jump to the conclusion that one twin wants the other dead. That's not the only possibility, but I'd like to think it's the case. It makes it exciting. This type of request only serves to reinforce my resolve. I can't wait to start gouging out the victim's eyes. She will leave behind a truly beautiful corpse. As I wait for my secret What?
That's creepy.
Yeah. As I wait for my secret weapon, the database of the deceased, to load up, my phone tingles beside me on the couch. It's a noise message from none other than Kojiro. Hey, you there? About last time. Hi. Hey, that guy, Aichi Hinata, gone today. Is that so? Where did he go? Cremated. Family didn't collect him. Limited space. You know how it is. I don't quite know why Kojiro decided to tell me this. I suppose he still thinks I requested Aichi's death, so... I see. More names? What? Want me to look up more names? Corpse Girl's victims? Sorry, I don't have any more names for you. Shame. Tell me if you request more deaths. Oh. And do you know her identity? Who, Corpse Girl? Yes. I know he's probably not intentionally doing that, but I like to think that he's like, yes! No, sorry, I don't know who she is. Okay. Is it you? Oh my god. Jeez, are we back to this again? No, it's not me. I'm not as clever as all that. Okay. How does she kill?
She's clever.
I know, I'm like, that's a dead giveaway right there. Be like, wow, I'm not Corpse Girl. I only wish I was smart and clever, as pretty as she was.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. Okay. I love it. Okay. Insert incriminating question here.
Kojiro's great.
Yeah, I do like him a lot. What do you know, LOL? All I know is that the victim receives a photo of their own corpse before they die. Everyone knows that. My dog knows that. It's her calling card. You had a request fulfilled. Tell me more. I don't know what else to tell you. Lame. Okay. BTW. I saw the photo. What photo? Aichi Hinata. Photo on his phone. The calling card. Huh? How did Kojiro see it? Sure, he deals with dead bodies, but surely personal possessions are removed from the deceased before they enter the morgue. I need to play it cool here and not invite any more suspicion of myself. Are you talking about the photo that Corpse Girl supposedly sends her victims? Yes. Funny thing, it was definitely the guy, but photo didn't match cause of death. Photo didn't match the cause of death. I remember crafting Aichi Hinata's photo, of course. It wasn't all that long ago. I used a base image of a corpse with dismembered legs hanging over a power line. It was a memorable image, after all. It made a fearsome sight. But it's not something that could easily be replicated by suicide, or by murder, for that matter. So I never really expected Aichi to wind up looking like the photo. From what I read in the obituary, he died in a traffic accident. He must have been driving, or he was a pedestrian. Either way, it was likely a collision with a vehicle. For starters, cadaver still has both legs. No legs in the photo. Did you know that? No, I didn't know. I haven't seen the photo you're talking about. You haven't? Interesting. So Corpse Girl doesn't share with the requester. Hang on. Okay. So only the victim sees the photo. Here. Oh, dang. Kojiro shares a photo in the chat. Sure enough, it's a snapshot of the corpse photo I produced for Aichi Hinata. He must have copied it from the victim's phone. The photo from Corpse Girl. Compared to this, another photo is shared in the chat. This one I haven't seen before. It's Aichi Hinata's true corpse, sprawled forward in the driver's seat of a wrecked car. This is kind of fucked up for him just to be sharing real-life corpse photos.
Yeah. Kinda.
I mean, I guess if he has no family, like, he probably, like, is a little, like, immune to the idea of, like, death and stuff like that, so he might not...
It definitely seems closer that he's, like, disowned.
Yeah, true.
And, like, I can see why.
Seeing a genuine corpse photo doesn't come as much of a surprise to me. After all, I've spent countless hours trawling through the database of the deceased. I've seen more than my fair share of destroyed lives. There's not too much blood in this photo. It's kind of lame compared to the gorgeous rendition of his death that I lovingly crafted. Jesus.
Don't say that.
Yeah, she's... Dude's got strong, I work in the morgue energy. Yeah. Yeah, he lives his job, that's for sure. It's still not entirely evident what led to Aichi's car collision. This very well could have been a genuine accident. For my own ego, I have to at least pretend that Corpse Girl had a hand in it. Thoughts? The real death doesn't match Corpse Girl's photo at all. Why do you think that is? I feel pretty clever and manipulative by putting the question on Kojiro. I want to lessen suspicion of my true involvement as much as possible. You're asking me? Well, some theories. Corpse Girl's photo is a scare tactic, nothing more. But don't know where photo comes from. She convinces the victim to kill themselves. What the hell? How could their very first theory be right on the money? Just who is this guy? Is he stalking me or something? Does he actually know the truth? Second theory. Corpse Girl comes after victims. But a genuine accident happened first. Aichi Hanada died before she got to him. Second theory is off the mark, but I can see why he came to that conclusion. Regardless, this is the theory I want him to believe. I think the second theory is most likely. Why would someone kill themselves from seeing a photo? Doubting my own methods like this leaves a sour taste in my mouth. Not that simple. Photo is personal and time-stamped. Adds urgency, realism. Could be effective, especially in someone anxious or gullible. He's right, of course. Although causing death in this manner was never my intention when I first started Corpse Girl's website, it's a possibility that did occur to me when Marie Hitano died. Wait a minute. How did you even get these two photos? LOL. Now she asks. Police on scene like to share. More morbid, the better. Dead guy with corpse photo on his phone fits the bill. They sent me both photos. We played Spot the Difference, LOL. Oh my god.
What the fuck? ACAB. Including fictional police.
Yeah, for real. Also, this is a very ironic for her to say, and I'm glad she's at least acknowledging it. Disgusting. I never knew the police could be so disrespectful of the dead. Well, I can't really talk. At the very least, I'm not in that line of work. Anyway. Coffee? Huh? What a segue. Anyway, enough of dead bodies. Want to go on a date? These two are meant for each other. Get coffee with me. Yes or no? Unbelievable. This guy wants to meet up and grab coffee? Has this conversation really given him the feeling that I'm interested in him? Does he think we've bonded over a discussion of dead bodies? I'm about to tell him...
Not?
Yeah, for real. I'm about to tell him no, but some part of me hesitates and holds my fingers. Kojiro has connections. The morgue. The police. It's not inconceivable that he might be a useful tool in the future. At this stage, I'm about 80% sure he doesn't know my true identity. It might be safe to meet up with him. On the other hand, I get the impression that even if he knew who I really am, he'd only be impressed. It's a gamble. It could be beneficial, or it could lead to me being caught out. I might even get arrested for my involvement in 3 deaths. Though, is what I'm doing really illegal? I'm not so sure. But I don't think a jury would take my side. I mean, kinda, yeah.
Harassment? Threats?
Yeah, I think easily any of those could be.
Argued.
That's why I have to err on the side of caution at all times. Kojiro. Okay, let's meet. I type the words and hit send before I have any more second thoughts. It might be a fatal mistake, but if I'm clever enough, I can wrap him around my finger and utilize his connections. Cool. Message you tomorrow. Bye. Kojiro's status immediately changes to offline. I rest my phone on the couch and look back to the laptop screen in front of me. If you have to ask yourself, is this technically illegal? The answer is morally yes. Agreed, Elise, agreed. I rest my phone on the couch and look back to the laptop screen in front of me. The smiling, beautiful faces of 2 identical women stare back at me. That's right, I was about to start working on this most interesting request. I still have plenty of time before I need to get to sleep. With this thought in mind, I set about my task in high spirits. Kind of a pretty CG. I was hoping they'd skip right to this because I was like, I don't want another work day. The tiny balcony jutting out from the side of my apartment is nothing like it was advertised in the real estate listing. When I first saw the misleading photos, I thought it would be spacious and bright. An open-air hideaway that I could use to get some fresh air and improve my health. I wanted to set up a tiny garden and grow some plants. Nothing that would require a lot of work, but something that could occupy my spare time. In reality, the balcony is a depressing amalgamation of steel and concrete that saps away any desire to stand upon it. It rests in the eternal shadow of the surrounding buildings and manages to catch the sun's rays for about 4 minutes every day. It's an understatement to say I was disappointed when I ventured out upon it for the first time. I suppose, if nothing else, it's a good vantage point for looking out over the city, but that's the only positive thing I have to say about it. As I stand here with my back against the railing, calmly sipping a lukewarm mug of green tea, I breathe a heavy sigh. I should be at the office. I should be tapping away at my keyboard, getting through the backlog of work that has accumulated this week. Instead, I'm here at home, tired and strained and wearing thin at the seams. I called in sick this morning. I don't know if my supervisor bought the lie, but he did tell me to stay home and feel better, so that's what I've been trying to do. It's my own fault I feel this way. It's my own fault that I stayed up until 4 a.m. again. I know that a lack of sleep exacerbates my condition. Condition?
Oh boy.
I know that skipping meals and refusing to take medication makes me feel this way. I know that I do this to myself. I know. But this is me. This is what I do to myself as I try to take on each day. This is the way I stretch myself thin, for no reason other than because some days I don't want to be better. I just want to be. I want to stay up late and work on Corpse Girl's requests. My body's need for sleep doesn't come before my ambitions. I want to eat only when necessary, because when I'm slim I look beautiful. I want to be beautiful just like her. I want to skip my medication because taking the same pills every day is a hassle and expensive, and I question whether I really need them anymore. If I could just stay home like this, I don't need the medication. I even came out to the balcony, and that counts as being outside. So why do I need to take the pills? It's true that when I skip a few days, I end up like this. I try to convince myself that I'm fine, that I'm fixed, like I was some broken thing that has been magically repaired. But I end up staying inside all day with the curtains shut and my eyes locked on a screen. I know that when I stay on top of my medication, I can go to work, in the park, and the library without a second thought. I can get on the train and not worry about strangers breathing on me or touching me. I can go to the convenience store and leisurely look around. I even went to that restaurant last week and read a book while eating dinner, and no one even tried to cut me or abduct me. And no one tried to strangle themselves in front of me in Yuriko. Can I really only go out and do those normal things because of some tiny pills that a doctor said I need? Or can I do those things because I'm actually better now? Maybe I was never unwell in the first place. Not irrational, just cautious, careful, concerned. I realize that my mug is empty when I bring it to my lips and taste nothing but the slightly waxy, unpleasant sensation of smudged lipstick. Well, I've been outside for long enough anyway. I'll go inside since it's getting late. Plus, I have the feeling that someone on the street below has been watching me and is waiting to climb up onto my balcony. So does she have, like...
I don't know what causes paranoia.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Like, the closest thing I can think of is OCD, and I don't think that's what...
Is what?
OCD, but I don't think... Like, those are, like, other kinds of paranoia, like, very specific kinds of paranoia from what I understand. And I don't think it would have to do with, like... people, like, hurting you type things. That's usually, like, food contamination, or I forgot to turn off my straightener type thing.
Alright. And, like, narratively, it would be weird for Allie to have OCD and
Yeah.
Akane to have the same thing.
Yeah, unless Allie has something different that's easy to mistake for OCD, maybe.
Maybe.
I don't know. I enter my apartment, set the mug aside, and retreat into my bedroom. My phone is where I left it, sitting face up and begging for my undivided attention. I snatch it up, unlocking... She has malignant, I'm not like other girls. Well, that is true. She definitely has that. That is very evident. I don't think you have to take pills for that, but she does. She has a terminal case, I think. Unlocking the screen, I'm greeted by the last webpage I left open. It's my custom-made news alert for obituaries. From tomorrow morning, I'll be anxiously waiting news of my latest victim's fate. I timestamped the photo with tomorrow's date, June 5th, 9:01 a.m. The unlucky twin has already received the photo. I sent it out earlier today. After sending a photo, I always hide the burner phone out in the unused shed behind my apartment building. Getting the phone into the shed this morning was rather difficult. I had to cover up my face and hands with some old clothes and I waited until nobody was in sight before dashing as fast as I could. It took me a good 10 minutes to collect myself inside the shed before I could rush back to my apartment and lock the door behind me. I don't think anyone tried to follow me. However, I know that I'm going to need to retrieve the phone tomorrow and dispose of it. I'll check for a reply from the victim, of course. Not that they ever reply. Then I'll destroy the SIM and discard the phone like I always do. It might be difficult to get out there to the shed again. On top of that, I really should go to the office. Oh, and then there's one more thing I'm supposed to do tomorrow. Kojiro wants to meet for coffee. I'm not so deluded to think that I can pull off all those escapades tomorrow in my current state. I resigned myself to reaching for the bottle of medication on my dresser. Maybe another week of taking these pills won't be so bad. They tend to increase my appetite, which is really annoying. It's a constant struggle to try and ignore the hunger that tears at my stomach. And it doesn't help that they wreak havoc on my libido. I never know what to expect. Sometimes I can look at those photos of Aoi on my phone and feel absolutely nothing. Other times, I can simply be scrolling through noise while standing on the train and feel an overwhelming urge to explode. I do my best to dismiss my doubts and fears as I swallow 2 of the tiny tablets. I follow it up with a sip of water from the bottle I kept next to my bed and fight the urge to retch. I'll take a shower to freshen up. After that, I should curl up in bed and read. I need to conserve my strength for tomorrow, so an early night is in order. Maybe tomorrow is the day I'll finally be better. I have doubts. And with that, I think it's 9 o'clock,
How
so
were ya yesterday?
might be a good spot to leave it for the night. As much as I'm
Alright.
dying to know what her and Kojiro are going to talk about.
Yeah, we learned today.
Yeah, we got quite a bit, so... Peace, bye! Thanks for hopping in,
Bye-bye.
Sam and Liz. Oh, hey, we got a new guy! I was wondering
Well,
if it
that's
was
a
gonna...
confirmation.
Yeah, I feel like that means that, like... he's gonna help out. I was curious if this is gonna change at all, because it's already changed once, so... I wonder if this is gonna be... If it's just the 2, or if this is gonna have, like, more people, because there's a lot of, like, blank space over in the left here. Night, bye, Elise. So, interesting. I don't know. Very curious. Well, anyways, thanks everybody for hanging out. Thank you for joining me, Kay. Hope you all have a great rest of your evening, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye!
Bye-bye.